Hello everyone. So today I'll be showing you an amazing workflow which is basically an outpainting workflow. So to get an idea, I'll firstly show what we are going to create. The original image was this, just this much, and after after outpainting, it became this. You can see the texture, the quality, and everything is amazing. And remember that this is a very low VRAM workflow, so you do not need very high GPU because I am using Flux and SDXL together so that we can reduce the number of steps and everything. So you can probably use this on your own laptop with 4 GB or 6 GB of VRAM, and it would not take much time. Maximum on my laptop I have 8 GB of VRAM, and it takes about 1 minute 20 seconds or 1 minute 10 seconds for the full complete flow. You can see there are a lot of iterations, and after that we are automatically getting such a perfect image, and everything takes very less time, so don't worry about it. So firstly I'll generate one image, and then I'll go through everything that what these workflows are doing and what you can do. So before that I'll just show you some things. You need the juggernaut, and all of these download links will be in the description, so don't worry about it. You need the juggernaut XL, the SDXL checkpoint as well. So you need the juggernaut XL. You need this. This is basically the control net. You'll get this model. This is the control net union for SDXL, and you'll get the link for this particular file in the description. So you need this. These are the two things, and obviously you would need the gguf files for Flux, the gguf files of clipl, and both the clips and the VAE. So for every video that I post, I provide the links in the description. You will have the same here as well. I am using, here you can see I am using a detailer 2K Safe Tensors LoRA, but you can use any LoRA as well. There is another good LoRA which was actually suggested by another workflow, and I'll provide the link to that LoRA as well, so you can use that or any other LoRA. This is not that important, it will still work without the LoRA. So you just need all of this. So first you need to put this model in the control net folder. In the you have to go to the ComfyUI folder, then there will be models and control net. So you have to put it in the control net folder, and this would be in the checkpoint folder, and that's it. Now actually I would also like to mention that I took the inspiration from this particular workflow. You can see that it had a lot of things, but I have changed it in a way that first of all the Flux are using gguf, but even other than that I have changed like this. It was using something else. Now we are using the beta and just 20 steps, and you can see in 20 steps it is providing very good results. So I have changed that as well. I have made minute tweaks, and this workflow is actually 35 to 40% faster than this workflow that you are seeing. But still, this was the OG one, and I took inspiration from this, so obviously you can check this one out as well. So yeah, now here are the different switches, but I don't think you need to turn off anything. This does not take much of time. So here I am just putting a woman wearing sari standing on a terrace of building, and here I have uploaded a random image that I found on internet, and now I'll just generate. So you guys can see that the generation is complete. This was the image. Now this has been produced, the final image. So now I'll walk you through what is happening with this particular workflow. So firstly, we have a prompt here. try to prompt as closely as possible. You can also introduce some new elements, like for example you can say there is a small dog beside her, and then you can see like there is a dog being generated here. So you can use this to direct like what you want in the particular scene. This is the place where you load any image. It shows the width and the height, and it gets resized here basically. The X and the Y percent that you are seeing are basically the position, because this would be your total image and this is the position where our uploaded image is. So if you are moving, increasing the Y, it would come down, decreasing the Y, it would go up. It's like that. And even for the X percent, it is clearly right and left. So you are going to control, if you want the image to be here, then all of this part would be generated. So it is not that you have to place it in the center only. And scale, as you have like guessed, you can make it smaller so that the outpainting is bigger, or you can make it much bigger. You can like make it almost of this size, so only the left and the right side are being generated. You can do that. Other than that, you don't need to change anything in this particular flow. Second one is where the first outpainting starts using SDXL. We are using the Juggernaut. It is a very versatile model. That's why Juggernaut is being used. And we are using a control net model. So you don't have to change anything here. What we are going to do is the strength and everything, keep it as same. You can see here that we are like randomizing. We are using like 30 steps, 3 CFG and DPM. This is DPM plus 2M SD Keras. So here you can see this is the first generation. And sometimes it can happen that when there are not much of details for the background, you may also like the SDXL one better than the Flux one. Here you can see everything is created. But you can notice some small problems. Look at this portion. We can see there is like some kind of a wire or small like this, what do we call it? Like wires, you can see these wires, right? This is on the wall. But here, coming here, it continues and suddenly fades. You don't know where it went. So this coherency is slightly a problem with SDXL, but we'll fix it. One important thing, if you see the face, you can see it is being changed. Just look at the lips, right? You can see it is being changed. And this is the reason we are going to the third group. What it is doing here is that it is creating this mask from the original image and then it is replacing it. So here you can see the face is not being changed. And then there is a comparison just to see. Sometimes what you will feel is that there is a slight color difference. So this part may look slightly darker than the background if we are using the exact image. And all we are trying to do is control that thing, because we want to use the original image that we had and also the inpainted background, and they should not have a color difference. Here you can see there is not much of a difference. And the face is also not changing, so we have perfectly adjusted it. This is the main thing. You can see this thing, like this was the generated image, and we are taking this part off from it. And this is the reason why in outpainting you will never have like bad hands or bad faces, because we are replacing it with the original part. Now this is purely Flux. So this is something you would be familiar with, as I post a lot of videos on Flux. So we are using Euler beta. The denoising strength is something I have found 0.55 is pretty good when we are creating this kind of backgrounds. Now I would suggest something, that is, if you are using, let's say, some kind of portrait where you will be outpainting hands or fingers, You will notice that most of the time when SDXL creates, let's say this was a zoomed in version, right? And when SDXL paints the fingers or hands, it is not perfect. So then you can increase the denoising so Flux can work on it. So the hands would be more perfect. Otherwise it would be not. But for these kind of particular images, I have found 0.55 to be pretty good. And that's it. Here what we are doing is, this is basically the comparison between the SDXL and the Flux outpainting. Here you can see the wire problem. Here it is fixed. You can see this line going from here. Also look at the details. The walls, these details. Everything is kind of fixed. And if you zoom in, you can see like these designs on the sari and everything make more sense now. These lines are very like parallel to each other. Here you can see the creases, how actually a sari or your clothing would, like, you know, the folds are not perfect, and that is what the Flux generally tries to replicate. And this part will never change because we are using, like, there is very slight difference, but because we are like rescaling it, but it is not being painted in a different way. And here, according to depth of field, everything can change. Like this has more depth of field, this has less. But what I have seen is that Flux generally improves. You can see, just look at the window here. This is SDXL, this is Flux. You can see the windows, their frames and everything, and this just provides more clarity, you know. You can see some form of like dirt and smudges here. So I love this, and this is like the final version where you can see what we created. From this image, we generated this. So this was the whole video, and let me know if you have any kind of doubts or any kind of like suggestions in the comment section below. Thank you.